All right, Kiran, thank you so much
Hello.
for taking time.
No problem.
I would like to learn more about AI-assisted database.
Yeah, so what is AI assistant database management is before we go there, so I'm just want to the challenge our customers are facing. We have been like as KeyBank and other customers, 57. Like this is the general survey, but we see internally also many customers have more 3 or 4, 5 or different variety of databases for different use cases, right? But there is no single tool which is managed.
Yes.
How do you manage a single monitoring tool? If you have and the reason is important because if you have different tools, then you have different skill to master it, or you have Postgres skills in the organization. You have MySQL, then you have a Spanner and BigQuery, all that
Alloy.
stuff. So what we thought, we have all this stack, even BigQuery, for example. Now, good thing is we're also working on BigQuery. At the moment, this database center only supports these ones and memory store.
Okay.
But we also will be adding others, like including BigQuery, because that's a part of our ecosystem. Because analytics is not operational. We are only supporting operational at the moment, went into GA. But there will be customers, who are using all. Why they should be another tool for that? It should be the same tool. So we'll be doing that. So this is your This is your complex data management environment. You look like, and you can figure it out. For example, you have GCP projects, applications, and you have different databases, right? So this is a complexity our customer face today, and there are different personas who use these databases in different ways. You have DevOps team, you have developers who are building applications, you're making sure that the applications are how I maintain the performance. I'm not a DBA, he will say, but I want to make sure, I want to check what queries are running bad, how I can tune it before it becomes, somebody yells at me while I'm building, so I can, when it goes into production, DevOps are also critical about, how the velocity is, the good code goes, and not just, going around. And then you have the security team, all the access, passwords, all the regulatory compliance is there, so nobody comes with the audit. Hey, you set up the database, but you didn't do all the checks.
Understood, yeah.
It should be automation done around it. So, because it's not a problem when I have 1 or 2 databases, the problem comes when thousands of databases.
Yes.
We have, for example, last year, the Ford, for example, one of our customer, they have 2,500 plus databases, and it's growing.
Yeah.
When you have this amount of databases, it's very difficult to manage it, right? And then you have the DBAs. So that's one of the reasons we thought, hey, let's create a single pane of glass, which gives a comprehensive view, a single consistent view across the organization. So no matter where database is, no matter which environment is it, it can be any project, any environment, you will be able to see in one screen.
Understood.
And then you can do the filter, show me only the dev, or show me only the system test or production. But at one glance, you should be able to see that, and then you can start the mitigating risk around, what are the problems that are happening? What are the recommendations, to fix it? What are those things? How you can fix it and see those alerts going away, so you can get alerts and some sort of AI powered. Now AI powered is because AI is getting very critical now. Natural language, processing. So how you ask questions instead of writing queries and finding, you can ask question, hey, show me my databases who has not backed up in last 7 days, or which backup has failed in last 24 hours.
Can it be used by business users too?
Exactly, that's the reason. So business users, not DBAs, they are not technical folks. They just want to write a query in simple English, tell me which database, or tell me database, or some of the, you might have organization where you are running older version of Postgres. Postgres support changes. 12 is going to be end of the day, end of very soon. We are in 16, 17 now. Show me all older Postgres database, because you're out of service, means you're not getting patched. You are open to risk, data leak and all. If you have hundreds of database environments, something is running somewhere, you have no clue, and that database might be leaking. And it's open for hackers. So hey, show me all database which are Postgres 12. I'll show you now in a demo, but that's these kind of thing, which is day to day, which is otherwise you have to go around. Many database organization people have done the walked away without documentation. It's very familiar, and they don't know database is there, why is there, what's there. Having this kind of tool, at least they can start somewhere, going around it. And also the insights. So that database center is more about showing, but insights, showing you, what are the problems, how you fix it, proactive recommendation to fix it, and also real-time query. When the real-time query hits, what are the active queries coming into the system? How are they performing? If they're performing bad, what action you can take, so you can fix it, go back to the developer can have a look at it, so when they next time execute it, and a natural language chat here. So looking at our example here, so have a look at this. So you know this. Okay, let's take this off. So I'll start again. So here you have this menu. So all the databases. So in between you have database center. So this is your starting point. So normally you will come here.
Okay.
So this is your single pane of glass, as I call it.
Okay.
So you have 6 cards: availability, data protection, security, industry compliance, performance, and cost. That's why, and this is more of DBA stuff. This is more of security compliance stuff. This is the applicant developers, and this is more of finance guys. They want to understand. Hey, either.
So everything gets to be visible for everyone, or is it customizable?
Exactly. This is the next question. So you can customize. So you have the customize issue. So now you can decide, hey, I'm only DBA. I don't worry about the cost. I don't care.
Show them, yeah.
I want to make sure my database are running. Cost is not my headache. Somebody else will.
Yeah.
Performance is not my headache. Or application developers say, hey, I don't care about availability.
Yeah.
I want to ensure I'm building application. They should
Focus
be
on his domain. Yeah.
So you can unclick all these things. For example, I can unclick these ones. I'll just show you and click OK. So it only show you these ones. It goes, so the availability is gone. And you can carry on doing that. So this kind of feature. So you can bring it back again and it'll back. So
and is it generally available now?
yeah, GA now. On you can create dash views. You can create the dashboards.
Awesome.
For example, if you have a team of people who are big table experts, or big table looking after big table instances, or SQL Server, Cloud SQL instances, they'll say, I don't worry about AlertDB. I don't care. If it goes down, I don't care. I am only responsible for Cloud SQL. So you can create a view.
Okay.
So it only shows you Cloud SQL instances and all the problems related to Cloud SQL. Or similarly Firestore, Memory Store. So you can do everything. Or you can do a performance applications dashboard. So you can see where I'm going here.
Yes.
You can customize, slice and dice the way you want, because we have given you all the knobs and whistles. You tune it then, how you want to structure it. So this is the thing. So coming back to here, so you can go back to overview screen here. So this is the first screen. You'll see all the databases, versions and all, and you can, as I mentioned, you can filter here, and those views are created by these filters. You can create filters by this, or you can if you're a multi-region customer running, and then you can say, show me my database in certain regions. Go by regions. Or labels. Labels customers use a lot for dev test, pre-prod, semi-system test, and only shows those. Or you only show me production. I don't care about others. So you can do all those filters, and again, it's customizable. The best things comes here. And now you can see the issues here. So you can see, okay, show me one example of resource failover. For example, you click here, it'll show you all the database having that issue, and you can start looking at that. So here it'll show you resource metadata, database details, where details are, where last refresh and all. What is the issue, and what the change you have to do to fix it. So you can come here, do the change, and go back. So this is something very intuitive. Walk through the steps. So even if you're very new to Cloud SQL, I don't know where to change. I got error, but where to? It'll guide you. Hey, this how. And people can learn.
Self-service capability.
Self-service, exactly. It'll guide you to the, and then you take the action. Even for let's go back. So here, so this is what you can close it. And these are the issue thing. What is good stuff? Even this screen you can customize even, because some of the things are blank. Some are, so you can even customize this screen, how you want to see this.
Okay.
Or you can also export this data. Suppose you want to take this data and all the issues presented to someone, or send it to someone, or who doesn't have access or shouldn't be having, but you still have to show them.
Yeah.
You export it, or if you have another tool,
report,
import somewhere else. You want to have BigQuery, some other database, you want to just present it in different format, extract out. Okay. So there's an API going to extract the data out and get it out. So and you can go from this, security, compliance. You can go by tab by these ones. But this is all good. You have the HIPAA compliance and all security ones. So if you go back here, the best stuff comes here. So you have these. Let me go. One of these is I have example here. It's one of the projects here. So you can see you have insufficient queries, high resource utilization. If I go here, resource utilization, it'll tell you, hey, you have very high resource utilization. If you click on that, it'll tell you what is the resource utilization details around. Is the CPU, memory, and all that bit. So it's going to show you those stuff. So it goes. and these signals we are trying to add as customer find, you know, what are the critical for them. Sorry, hold on, let me see what's happening here. Yeah, so you can see here, it'll show you, okay, you have a machine which has a memory, it is hitting the memory usage, you know, threshold, because this example you have 0.46, it should be 3.75. It will also increase, it will show the cost increase. Okay, if you increase, that's the cost impact. What do you want to do, like, you know? So it's
Descriptive.
it is very descriptive. So, you know, so what is the recommendation? Because you have out of memory events are happening, database is hitting out of memory because your sizing is under provisioned. It's the other way around. It can be over provisioned. So then the finance team, hey, you have a machine which is 10 gig memory, you know, or 100 gig memory, and you know, with 100 CPUs, but you're only using 10 CPU.
You can downsize it.
Yeah, because and you're burning your money. Like, you know, your budget you're allocating. You know, you have a small budget, string budget. You're on string budget, and you are burning the money. It'll tell you, hey, are you running? Are you not over provisioned? So we can guide you to bring it below, and let it scale again. You know. That's the advantage. Even idle resources. If you have instances which are you created in the past, and so nobody shut it down, it's running, and because it's one of the 500 databases, nobody knew it's running. This will flag you. They'll say, oh, you have idle this for last 20 days or 30 days. Why don't you shut it down? So finance team love this. You know, they can, you know, they can accurately measure, okay, what database. This also tell you how many databases have increased over the past period of time. How many databases you added. So how your company is growing, like, you know, how is data is growing.
Understood.
How many database, what is it?
Now, are these insights by default available, or all these insights, do we have to have another type of subscription?
Everything.
embedded
No,
within the service?
the next question is, what's the cost?
Yeah.
Database center is, you know, free to cost, you know. Even these ones, everything is there.
Okay.
Only thing is not there. The costing, even that's free. If you go forward down the line, you heard about we have a booth around Cloud Assist.
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Yeah. So the Gemini component come under the Cloud Assist. So wherever we have the Gemini thing, it will fall into the Cloud Assist. You know, the asking the query, the natural language interface, that falls into the Cloud Assist, which is a paid subscription, but it's free today because in preview.
Okay.
It's maybe early next year is going to be charged, but until then it's free.
Okay. Got it.
So this component is free to use.
Okay.
As soon as you create database instances, it will be visible here. So you don't have to do any special setup to be visible here.
Understood. Yeah.
As soon as database center you have to give one IAM role called database center viewer role.
Okay.
To yourself, whoever, your principal, IAM principal, and that's it.
Okay.
You have the view, and you can view your view at org level
Okay.
or at the project level.
Got it.
Because if you're a super user and you don't want everybody to do everything because
Okay.
they are not supposed to, least privilege is required. You can, this team only look at this project. You can do that kind of. So it's access. It's up to you. How do you want to decide it?
Okay.
Usage-wise, there is no restriction. You know, you can use as, you know, there's no cost involved in that, as I mentioned there. All the signals I mentioned is with Query Insight, System Insight. They are part of Cloud SQL Enterprise Plus.
Okay.
So if you are using Enterprise Plus, already using Cloud SQL,
Okay.
no cost there. We only cost, as I mentioned, we have simplified the costing factor here, making sure customer can use it, and we see this as a addition, icing on cake on all the fully managed capability you have given.
Okay.
So this allows the day 2 operation. You did everything managing, but what is day 2? This really solves the problem for customers who are existing customers who are growing across a portfolio to manage. You know, okay, these different signals, like, you know, giving password. This is most important for them, like, you know, showing the passwords and audit.
I think today we use external tools to get the logs and have these type of dashboards. Now it's embedded.
It's embedded. For example, you said auditing is important, right? Because somebody creating user, deleting user, if no audits are there, somebody deleting data maliciously or unintentionally, you need to know that. And you have 14 databases which have unaudited. So you can click there. Okay, what are those ones? If you click here, it'll tell you these database names and what are they. So you can take action. You might say these are not important, fine, but at least you have to have opportunity to do that.
Understood.
So those are very critical components, performance, and we have picked on those. But the thing is, like, we are not going to. We are still working on some of the more capabilities.
Okay.
Alert is something we will launch. Alert is also, so it's not just visible here. You also get like alerts through Slack or through emails or mobiles,
Teams,
whatever tool. So we have done that. Now, for example, you have alerts across log in a CloudSQL log events go on certain threshold. You want you can define a metric.
Okay.
You can get a log here or latest backup. So LRDB latest backups happening. Or so we click here, will show you and you can edit. There are a lot of things you can play around with this. You can select the metric from list.
Okay.
You can create the window. How often you want to get informed.
Okay.
You can see there's no cost at the moment. It's further away, 2026. But I'll show you all the instances there. There will be a cost coming, but at the moment, because in preview,
so it's all free.
It's all free. Customers can. We want customer to use it. Give us a
Feedback and improve.
Does it do everything for you? What else is missing here? It's because in preview you are very active. You're working with the customers. Hey, this is what you got. How is useful to it? If it's not useful, what else we have to do to make it useful? What will make you to use it regularly? How beneficial is it? Give us a feedback. So what we can bake into our product path. As we go to a GA for this one, the product is GA, but this component alerts is in preview. But it's all configurable. You can do the configuration. You can do the triggers. You can define there. Everything is possible, and you have lots of triggers, because it's not just showing you on the screen, because how many times you will keep on screen. You want alerts. You're not going to see on the screen all 24 hours. So you can see all these details, and all this data is pulled from the existing monitoring, the cloud monitoring, So we are not getting data, creating new data.
Okay. It's already there, you're kind of repurposing it.
Exactly. We're repurposing it. We are doing for, since Google Cloud exists, we have all the system got logged, but we are repurposing in such a way you can take a best use and informed decision of some of those capabilities.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kiran. Really appreciate you taking time and walking us through this. These are really cool features, and
I would suggest if you go back, go back, and it's ungated. You don't have to do any setup. It's available. Start using it, and one thing we would like to know is, you might say, hey, KeyBank had certain signals which you don't have it. Let us know.
Okay. Is that okay if I connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yeah, please.
Kiran? Okay.
Please do it. Yeah.
So, Kiran, you can scan my card. Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes,
Kiran.
So that's the one,
I just sent you a connect request. Thank you so much, Kiran, again. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Can I?
Sure.
Perfect. Go ahead. Thank you.